Okay, welcome everybody to the May Cohort weekly meeting. I hope you guys have been doing well and enjoying React and Redux. We're just here to find out how have you guys been? What are the challenges that you've been facing? Let's start with Jade.
Hi. Okay, so I just wanted to find out if you have any pointers for us with regards to importing the side nav and the basket into the other pages like your cart and checkout. Because as
Mhm.
soon as I do that, it just throws the whole main content of that page down to the bottom.
Hmm. Okay. So what I've noticed like with using components, it makes your life easier, right? So what I notice also is that some of the components that you want to reuse, maybe there's something in the component that you don't want to use, right? Like in this specific project. So I would advise you to create a separate component for each part that you would like to use,
Okay,
just to
so
avoid confusion
okay,
and
so we can recreate the component. We don't have to import it necessarily. We're not going to get
Mhm.
penalized for that.
Yes. So you can
Okay.
make the component again and then just exclude the elements that you don't want in it, for example.
Okay, and then with the side nav, because that is something that's should remain consistent throughout.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Maybe I must just copy the code over as opposed to just importing it because it's just not doing what I want it to do. Is that okay, or do you want to see it imported?
Okay, wait, I think I'm not understanding now. So what I'm understanding is that you're saying, for example, the side nav, right?
Yeah,
Right. And it has the different, let's say, font awesome icons, right? And then let's say for the next
yeah.
page, like the landing page, you have the same sidebar, but it has different
Mm.
icons, right? So I'm saying copy the exact same component, creating a new one, but then exclude the icons that you want to exclude, if that makes sense.
Okay, so I can just copy and paste the code as opposed to actually
Yes.
importing the side nav from the component file. Is that okay?
Yes, that
Because
is.
when I import the side nav, it's throwing out the alignment of the new code
Mm.
for the
Yeah,
page.
that's something me and Sarge also experienced when we were working on the project.
Yeah.
So create a new one. You can copy the exact same code, but then you have to
Okay,
change the
brilliant.
class names just so it doesn't clash with the styling. Yeah.
100%.
All right. I hope I answered your
Thanks.
question, JD.
I'm gonna try, otherwise I'll be on your case.
But I'll help you. I'll help you out if you need help.
Thank you. I'll hold you to that.
Okay, let's hear from Arlincia. How are you, Ali?
Hi everyone, I'm good. I can't complain.
Do you have a flu? You sound like you're so sick.
No, no, I'm just being soft.
Okay. How's everything? How is React? How are you finding the project with your partners?
I think we're doing good so far. However, we're always running into errors, and also, I think I'm using React Fight and Danyani as well, but then Tione is using React, so it clashes, and we have to constantly
Mm.
create like the new React White apps and actually take the code from the React app and actually paste it into that app. So it's a lot of work, but we're getting somewhere. I think the problem is like Redux. I don't know if you perhaps have like some external things that we can read up on Redux because it's not easy. And we also had the same error with or I had the same error with the sidebar issue where it literally sits on all of my other content of my page, so I had to style it accordingly.
Mm.
And also importing the icons was also some sort of an issue because you have to put it in those curly brackets, but when you want a specific icon, like when you put it in the curly brackets, because there's like two, let's say, F star solid, then it gives an error to say that solid is not defined and all of that. So yeah, it's a bit hectic.
Okay. All right. The first issue that you talked about was using Vite. I specifically have not used Vite myself, but I do understand that if you guys are using different libraries or different methods of creating React app, then it will clash. So maybe you guys can just try to communicate amongst each other that which one are you guys gonna solely work on if you are working on the same project, you know? And
Yeah.
then, for instance, if you and Tanyani are using Vite, then you'd have to communicate with Tion to also use Vite and help her to be able to use it. Because in the course, I think we only use Create React app, right? In PX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have that problem where it doesn't wanna work on my computer at all, the normal React. So I don't know.
Okay. And then Mr. Larry is saying you shouldn't be too pressed about mastering Redux right now. And I totally agree. Because just try to focus on the fundamentals of React now and JSX and finding out how you importing your components, routing your pages, and state management. Redux will definitely come after it. So don't stress too much about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then one last thing that you mentioned, I forgot now what you said.
The icons.
The icons. Yeah. So in terms of React, you have to install different packages or different libraries. Like for instance, Font Awesome. If you want to be able to use the icons, you just have to
Yeah.
install it. Yeah. So if it gives you an error like that, like it's not defined, put it into ChatGPT and he will tell you, okay, you need to install this or that. Yeah.
So I did install Font Awesome. It's I just imported, let's say, the star, the solid star, for instance, and then it gives me if a star solid. So then the second part where it says star says that the page says that it's not defined because I only imported if a star, but I don't know how to import if a star solid on the top.
Oh, yeah, that's why I said you put it into ChatGPT and then he will give you the commands that you need to be able to install Star Solid, for example.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know with Font Awesome you have the solid ones, then you have the free ones, then there's the regular ones. So you'd have to install for all three of them for them to be able to work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Jade, you have your hand up?
Yeah, sorry, just to come back to Lara's point about not being too stressed about mastering Redux, does this project have to be fully functional based on that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So what we did is we used state management. So we used hooks like use effect and use state, right? And then we also used JSON files or like a data.js file where we have all our data and then we just pulling from that data. So for example, we have our iPhones and our Apple Watch all in one product.js or data.js file, and then we pull it into our main.js file.
Okay, so do we still have to set up the whole Redux file system with actions and reducers and things in the store? Do we must we use that in this project specifically?
Okay, I think, Larav, do you want to answer this one? Because I'm not too sure. Because the instructions do tell us that you need to use Redux, right? And state management.
Yes, I hope you guys hear me.
Yes.
Yes, please use Redux for this project only. So the whole point of this project is not for you to master Redux because it takes a lot of time and you need more than one project for you to be able to master Redux, right? But it's the goal is to give you a problem like the problem that we've given you now to say here's a Figma file recreated using React and Redux, right? We just want to see how you can solve problems. So yes, we want to see some Redux in it, but don't be too pressed. Even if let's say you only include 10% of your code as Redux and 90% as vanilla React, it's still an acceptable solution. So we just want to see your problem solving capabilities with the little, or should I say, the very little information that we've given you.
Hmm. All right. All right. I hope, Jade, we've answered your question. So if you can just apply as much as you can, that would be great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right. Let's hear from Mini Man. We haven't heard from you actually. Mini, how are you?
Good. Thanks on yourself.
I'm good, thank you. It's really great to hear from you. How has everything been? How are you finding React?
It started off shaky, but as time goes on, getting the hang of it.
Mm,
So I can't really complain. Everything is good
all
on my
right.
side. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And are you experiencing any challenges?
Currently, no.
No. Okay, cool. All right, that's amazing. Let's hear from Tion. I think Tion is still there.
Yes, I am. I was just listening to everyone else. The only challenges I'm facing, like I said, is Redux. And even though Lareth said that we don't have to focus too much on it, we just want to try to the best of our, or I want to try to the best of my ability to understand it, not perfect it, but use not 10%, but at least 50% of it. Because even though it's making my life difficult, I feel like also the ticket station made my life difficult, but I finished it. So I don't like to do half jobs.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you. Okay. All right. And then are you experiencing any challenges regarding that?
Not really that. The only thing I'm reluctant about, but I'm going to talk to my group about it today, is how we're going to merge all of our work together because they're using Vite and I'm using the normal React. And I heard what you said. Um, but I feel like if I now have to switch to Vite and they now have to switch to normal React, I'm scared that like it's going to waste more of our time and everything we already built because we already have 3 pages, the 3 pages. So I feel like that's gonna clash. And with the recipe app, it was the same. They were using Vite and I was using React, and somehow, I don't know, we made it work and everything was working. The only problem is they view their things differently. So I run npm start and then they run different commands. So I don't know how we're gonna make this work. I'll have to do my research. Yeah.
Hmm.
Even if it's not a thing of GitHub pushing and pulling because they use different libraries, I'm thinking we're gonna have to copy and paste each other's code and refactor it together. That's the best solution I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult now because you guys already started.
Yeah, that's
Um,
my thing. But I'm sure we'll figure something out like we did last time. So
but for the future, maybe just try to communicate as a team
yeah,
and make
and
sure you guys are all on the same page.
yeah, I think so because I feel like now that you mentioned it, only now I'm like, oh my word, we're gonna have problems because we all have separate pages and we all know what each other's work looks like in terms of okay, we show each other videos, we keep each other updated. But now when it's time to merge it together, I'm scared to pull.
Mm.
That's my thing.
And
So
also, my advice also is that the course is based on NPX Create React App,
yeah,
right? So I think that was done intentionally, honestly. So I don't know about Vite. If I'm being honest, I know nothing about Vite. So
uh,
I would suggest that going forward, guys, let's try to use NPX and NPM going forward to create our React apps because then everyone then is on the same page and for collaboration we won't run into issues like this.
I wanted to ask, what do you think is like the issue with like the people who can't install React or whatever? That's why they used Vite as an alternative or as a lifesaver. Do you think it's a thing of an older version? Because I won't lie, I did struggle maybe the first 3 times just setting up a bakery app with npm, but you get the hang of it now. I know it like the back of my hand, all the commands. But my thing is like, do you think it's a thing of different machines? Like maybe you putting in the latest of React on an old machine. It's not. I don't know if it's a
Yeah.
software and hardware issue.
I think it's maybe a software issue. I'm not sure. But for me, I feel like because with npm you keep on installing packages, right? So
Yeah.
for example, if someone is cloning a react app from someone's repo and then they try to clone it onto their machine, you would have to npm install first for it to work, right? So maybe that's the issue that the people are facing. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
So making sure that you have the correct packages installed, and every time you're cloning a new project you have to install the packages. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Tanyani left the meeting. I was about to call him. Alicia, you have a message?
Yeah, speaking about the installing of React and so forth, I think my problem was I constantly ran into this error where it says the scripts are not defined and so forth. So I would like like suggest that you guys maybe like have like a video explaining how to run each and every command on installing it so that we can just see and then like copy exactly what you guys are doing. But
Mm,
I don't know, I think maybe it's my machine, I don't know, because I tried it like multiple times. I even tried deleting node and reinstalling it again and so forth, so I don't know.
So what is the error saying when you were struggling to create React app?
So I create the React app, right? Then it's
Mm,
there. But then when I go into VS Code and I run the npm start, for instance, or npm run build or something like that, and then it says there's no scripts like for
mm.
that in my package. So
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
the
know.
packages. It has to do with the packages that you've installed. So let's say, for example, you npx created React app, right? And then you have a new app, right? And
Yes.
then when you're saying npm start, it's saying something like that. Go onto your node modules or on your package.json folder and try to see the scripts that you have there. Then copy that and give it to ChatGPT and ask him, hey, my React app is not creating. Please, here's the code. Tell me what's missing or what I need to add. And then he'll probably help you solve that issue because it has something to, if it's saying scripts, then you know it has something to do with your packages or your scripts or your dependencies.
Yeah, and I even tried installing the scripts, like
Mhm.
installing React scripts or whatever, and it still gave me the same error.
Okay, I'll speak to Mr. Larif to maybe make a video for you guys where we just focus on creating React app, right? That's what you're saying. A step-by-step
Yeah,
video to help you create React app without struggling.
yeah.
Okay, all right. Tion, you have your hand up.
Hi, I just wanted to say I feel like I went through the same errors. I watched some Indian guy on YouTube. Indians are the best. I'm gonna see if I can I'm gonna see if I can get it again. I literally had to set it up from scratch. It was like completely a different way, and from there life was easier. Like it was just extra command just to ensure that all the scripts were installed. I'm gonna look for it and I'll send it in our group chat.
Okay, thank you so
I
much.
don't know if I'm gonna send it in the My Cohort group chat or in our individual group chat, but yeah,
Please send it in the May so you can help everyone.
I
Yeah.
will. Because it was a proper run through video of like what version if you for Windows, what version if you for Mac, and then from there he goes through the commands and setting up the app with you and all from beginning to start with no errors.
Okay. All right.
I
The
will look
only
at it.
okay. Thank you so much, Tia. Okay, the only person we haven't heard from is Tanyani. Hey, Tanyani.
Hey,
What challenges are you facing so far? Are you okay with React and Redux?
my challenges are not related to React or Redux.
Okay, what are your challenges?
Stupid things. So I just realized now that it's something stupid.
No, there's not a stupid question or a stupid issue. You can tell us so we can help you.
No, I have a solution now because I know the problem.
Okay. All right. You can also send me a chat, send me a message if you need help.
Yeah. So about the about VIT.
Mm.
What if I just prefer it, guys?
I think if you
It's so
prefer
si-
it, that's
it's it's
okay.
so it's so simple and straightforward. Not this thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's fine, you can use it, but we're saying for the collaboration part, it makes it difficult when everyone else is using React, Create React app, right? And I'm just saying because the standard of the bootcamp is for you guys to use Create React app, maybe for the group projects, try to use Create React app if everyone in the group, for example, is using it, you know. But then if there's you and Tion and Alicia and you're all using Vite, that's also not a problem.
Yeah. When is this thing gonna end? How many months left?
I think for you guys, you have 2 more months left.
Two
Yeah.
months
So
using that thing. I
what thing?
create React. What?
No, after React, we have Node.js for 2 weeks, and then we have another 2 weeks, I think, for APIs. I'm not too sure.
Oh, so no more create React app.
But you'll still be creating it. Ankara, you'll be using React for your project. So you're basically incorporating everything you've learned since day one. You'll be incorporating it into your project.
So I'll be using that thing for 2 months.
For your own individual projects, Tangani, you can use Vite.
No, you are saying for collaboration. Are we not gonna collaborate? This is what you do, guys. Every project is collaboration.
Yeah, you get an individual project and a group project. Yeah.
Yeah. So for individual project, I will use Vite, and then for that one, I have to struggle with that thing.
But if
Okay.
your group members are already using Vite, right? So you can just go
No,
ahead and use it.
no, they're not using Vite.
Okay, so what do you suggest we do?
I think I can continue like this. I will add the code and then edit it in the way that when the person who's using the other one will be able to run it. I think that's better.
Okay, that's fine. As long as it works. That's all we are looking at. As long as it works.
This thing of yours,
Okay. All right, JD.
Sorry, one last thing. If Vite is so much easier, why has Microsoft decided, just out of interest, why has Microsoft decided to use the NP and create?
I personally think Create React App is the easiest. So it's all depending on the person's preference. And also because it's universally used, I would say. Right. Mr.
Okay.
Larry, sorry, I didn't see you have your hand up.
Sorry, I was on mute. Um, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to answer JD with regards to why we opted for Create React app instead of Vite. So we just right now the main task is to get you guys jobs, right? And at the moment, Vite is a new thing. It's a new way to do things to solve the problem. But currently, what's being used in the majority of companies is Create React app. So it's great that you guys have both because in the more cutting edge startups, they will probably be using Vite. So yeah, it's an optional thing really at this stage, and I can see that Vite has a lot more. It's getting a lot of adoption because it's much faster. It doesn't install so many unnecessary files and things. So yeah, there's many ways to kill a cat in this way, in
True.
this case.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also think that because Vite is a new thing, you won't have a lot of solutions if you run into bugs or if you run into problems, right? So I would advise create React app only for that main reason that you would have solutions whenever you have problems or you have to debug. Because if Vite is new, that means not a lot of people have been using it and not a lot of documentation is probably out. I could be wrong, but yeah, that's what I will say about that. Do you guys have any more questions?
I'm sorry, I'll go again.
Okay.
Are we presenting next week or are we just submitting it?
You are presenting next week
Okay.
for the Apple Store, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
you will be presenting with your partners next week.
Sorry, Tebo, I also have a question in terms of deployment. So I tried to deploy it on Netlify so that my teammates could see what's happening since we're all using different, yeah. So I don't know if anyone else is having deployment issues because GitHub.io is not the one to I don't know when I deploy create React app. And I even ran npm run build. I don't know, maybe it will be different if I try again deploying on Netlify.
Mm,
Yeah, I agree. If you can maybe just help us with that, Tib, because I think you've got it right on a couple of your projects. I've never been able to get React to run on pages.
okay. Okay, maybe we can have a call later tomorrow where I can just show you guys like how you can do it. Because I've used Netlify a lot and I've run into bugs and I always try to just I give them to ChatGPT and then he sorts them out. And then after he sorts them out, I npm run build again, and then my project is deployed. And I always make sure it's an automated deployment. So if you use so, for example, when you are logged into Netlify, right, and you import the repo to Netlify for it to deploy it, every time you make or you push changes on GitHub, it will automatically push those changes to Netlify as well for deployment. That's the main reason I always use Netlify. But I'll help you guys. Please just set a meeting for tomorrow, Tion.
Okay, should I do a poll on our group chat to ask what time most people are comfortable with for a meeting? But it also depends on your schedule.
Yeah, I just
So
have a
you need to
meeting.
give me time so that I can say which ones. No, I don't even think we should give them an option. You're helping us, so yeah, I'll just give them the time.
I just have a meeting from 11 to 12 and then half 12 to half 1. So maybe we can do the meeting at half 9 or
Okay,
10.
okay,
Perfect. Yeah.
10 o'clock. Okay.
10 is fine, yeah.
Okay, thank you. I will let them know, and then you send out a link maybe to me or put it on the group.
Yeah, and I'll also send a video that will help you guys as well.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, everybody. If you guys have any more questions, then we can wrap up. Mr. Larry.
All right, cool. I just wanted to say something quickly, and I think I should have added this in the welcome to React section. So after level 4, you guys are now programmers. You are now you're now developers, right? You are, especially if you complete this React section, then you have the skills that are needed in the industry to land you your first job. It's now it's now just a matter of time. And the way we are now approaching the entire course, so we've now moved on from giving you a lot of material and then walking you through things step by steps, because now you guys are devs. And I know that you might have some sort of imposter syndrome where you're like, Ah, no, but I'm failing to solve this problem, so I must not be a developer. Trust me, at this stage, you guys are now devs. So what we're gonna be doing is just giving you problems after problems after problems. We'll introduce a new concept. I hope this speaker behind me is not making too much noise. Um, but what I was trying to say is that we're gonna be giving you guys problems, and then you just have to solve the problems. We won't give you a lot of material. We'll give you very little material to help you, and then you go out there and you solve the problem on your own. So we are working your problem solving muscle so that by the time that you're done with this boot camp and you sit in your first dev job and your senior comes to you with a problem, you already your muscles are trained to go out there and solve problems and give solutions on your own without needing anyone to walk your hand. And that is a skill that separates the good from the great developers. So please ignore your imposter syndrome. Ignore your mind telling you that you're not good enough because you're struggling with bugs. Bugs are a part of the job. As long as you deliver at the end of the day, you are a developer and there's a home somewhere for you. So I just wanted to clarify that in case anyone is still having doubts. Okay. Thanks,
Yeah.
guys, and well done, guys. Well done. If you guys, I don't know. Maybe you don't know, but you guys are doing things that are very very difficult, and you're pulling them off. And when I'm listening to the things that you're struggling with, I'm like, these are not. They're not. They're not difficult things. You guys are on the right path. You're being consistent. You're showing up every day, every week. Sometimes I log in on Sunday and I see some of you guys online. You're doing everything that it takes, and the future is bright for every one of you on this call. Just stay in it and you'll be there. I'm very proud of all of you guys.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Lerv. I agree. I agree. You guys are doing a phenomenal job, and you should be proud of yourselves. You should definitely be proud of yourselves. Imposter syndrome, yo, it's not going anywhere. Not gonna lie, but it's all about your mindset at the end. What was your why when you started coding? What was the major thing you wanted to achieve at the end? And you will get there, guys. You will get there. You guys are already in now for how many months? And you left of 2 months. So, yeah, a lot of people didn't make it here. Just remember that. Okay, guys, if you have any further questions, don't forget the meeting tomorrow where I'll help you guys to deploy. We will have a level where it will be solely for a deployment, I think. I saw that one of the levels that we have on the course is solely for deployment, so don't worry too much about it, but I will try to help you guys because I know it's a vital part of all your projects. So, yeah.
I just have one more question.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to know in future, will we learn how to deploy on a proper site, not just local host or the live server, like our own web address and all of that? Like
Um,
like how Microsoft has its own thing, it's not localhost 3000.
yeah, I think I don't know. I'm not sure. Larif will elaborate more on that. So you're talking about maybe buying a domain and having a domain name for each website, right?
So, for example, sometimes some of us want to do freelancing, and then an issue we run into is people ask us, how can you host?
Oh, okay. Yeah, Larif is saying you will host on real domains. So
Okay,
I
thanks.
guess it will be included in the deployment course or level. Yeah.
Okay, and then I also just want to say thank you so much. Because, like, for the words of encouragement from both you and Larry, because sometimes I'm sure you guys know what it feels like. You've been in our shoes. Sometimes we are our biggest critics and we believe that we're not doing enough. So at least we know that, the things that we're putting to the side for this course, the things that we like when we can't sleep at night, when we're dreaming in code, talking in code, we know that it's all worth it. Like someone said in the beginning, um, someone that I know of at one of the events, someone said that sometimes you're gonna feel like you don't know what you're doing, but code becomes second nature. Because um, I talk to a lot of people, and they're like, "Oh, I went to the salon and I told the lady, can you please style my nails?" And then I said, I'm the same. When I went for a haircut, I said, "Can you please box and shadow the sides?"
What? Yeah. Yo, guys, it's a part of you now. It's a
Yeah.
part of you. Yeah. And we'll get there. Don't stress. Don't stress
Thank you
too
so
much.
much, guys, for everything that you guys do. It doesn't go unnoticed.
Thank you. I appreciate those words. I really do. All right, guys, we can end the call here if there's no more questions. Thank you so much for making this such a lovely meeting. I really enjoyed it. Enjoy, react, and just do your best. Well done, guys. We love you guys. Yes, like Larry said, we do love you guys. Thank you for making it worthwhile being here, honestly. I mean, my job is so much better because of you guys, so I really also appreciate you guys. Okay, happy coding, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, Ali.
Sorry, Tebu.